welcome back to my channel. My name is Jeannie and this is Get This Glowing, and we have got a lot to talk about today because I am going to combine a get ready with me while I am going through my monthly favorites. I did not do a favorites video for the month of September. I just got caught up in everything, so I never did get my favorites uploaded for that month. So today we are going to just go ahead and get right into it. I am already in the middle of it. I am applying my favorite foundation of late, which is the Soap and Glory. I'm going to be talking a lot about the favorite products that I've rediscovered from Shop My Stash as well. I have fell back in love with some products from that. But you have heard me talk about the Soap and Glory foundation. I actually went back and got another color of the Soap and Glory foundation. I picked up the shade number 5, and that is like a perfect match for my skin, and I am in love with that. Guys, the other thing that I am going to pick up during the Sephora VIB sale is another tube of the Giorgio Armani Master Corrector in shade. This is number 1 in their pink shade. This is just thebomb.com. I've already put on a little bit, but just to let you see, it's just the shade, it is the consistency, it's the all-around total package of the product. But I just use my finger, I just go in and just tap that out, and whether I put any concealer over the top of it or not just sort of depends on what it's looking like for that day. This is just, it's just completely become the holy grail. Am I still using the Tarte CC cream? Yes, I love that as well. This just seems to give just a more sheer coverage, whereas that one is just a little bit more thick, a little bit more of a paste, where this is just a very liquidy base, and just it's just so much lighter in consistency. The other holy grail is my JOAH Truly Yours Dark Circle Concealer, and this you can only find at CVS, but this is a teetotal dupe for the Charlotte Tilbury concealer. Guys, if you like Shauna, if you're watching me, if you are still, I know how much you love the Charlotte Tilbury concealer. Girl, you need to pick this up because this is a teetotal dupe for your beloved Charlotte Tilbury. I promise you, if you pick this up, you're going to love it. This is in Natural Ivory is the one that I have it in. And I still am loving the 1/2 inch Sapphire Robert Simmons brush. And I just go in, I don't even need to take it way up under here. I just put it just where my tear trough darkness is, and I just blend that out with this 1/2 inch oval wash. It's actually an arts and crafts brush from Michaels. It's for painting. And then I just bring that down just in a straight line to where, you know, the marionette lines go. And I just tap, tap, tap that out. But this is so good. And this is also a favorite. Everything that I am going to be using to do my face with up until just for the most part, is going to be a favorite from this month. So I wanted to talk to you about this new product that, guys, I am absolutely in love with it. So this is the way that my base foundation, and guys, if you have not, here's another favorite. If you have not ever heard of a Buff, a B-U-F-F over at REI, you can pick these up over at REI. This makes the nicest. Not only is it great for your ears if you live in a cold weather climate, because, you know, these can pull down over your ears, but they make a great makeup headband. So, you know, you just pull them down and then pull it back up, you know, and then it's like, you know, a UV ultraviolet protection as well. It's great. You can wear them in the summertime around your neck. You can wear, you know, for whatever. But anyway, they also make a great headband for your hair whenever you're doing your makeup. They're just wonderful. But anyway, so that's what's on my head right now. The other products that I am just absolutely in love with. This is Contouring Made Easy. If you have not tried the KKW Beauty Contouring Duo packets that are available now over at Ulta, and you have problems with being able to contour, or you find contouring hard, guys, you need to pick these up and try these out and give these a try. Because, or if you don't want to spend the price on these, it's not so much that it's KKW Beauty that makes the difference. That's not it. It is the way that they're made. It's because of the diameter. So, you know, go to your local drugstore. I just haven't been to find one, but I think probably something like Neutrogena would probably make one of these, because I know that they make a lip pencil that's in a stick that has a very fine point on it. You just want some type of a contouring stick that has a fine point like this one does. But what I love about these is that, one, it has the fine point, and they have a light side to the contour, and then they have a darker side to the contour. And I am making a dent in these things. I love these because I can take a thin line on both sides with a darker one for my cheek, but then I can also go down on both sides of my nose with this and make a line down both sides of my nose, and also contour where I need to up underneath my lip and down in my Cupid's bow. And then I'm able to take my, I actually use my larger, this is my 3/4 inch oval sapphire brush. I just go up and blend this out really, really well. And I'm on top of my foundation. I've already got my foundation on. Again, this was the shade 05 by Soap and Glory. Love this foundation. And again, just do this side. But yet you're not going to have a harsh line there either. So it's still very natural looking, just very, very pretty. Very subtle. So I really, really like that. And I just always brush up, always brush up. And then with your highlight, you've got a matte side, and then on this side, you've got a shiny side. And I really don't use the shiny side that much, but on the matte side, I just go right down the center of my nose. I go right in that tear trough again. I go right around the edges of my lip, just to be sure that whenever I put on my lip liner, my lips are kind of just washed out. And then this will just provide just some light. And then I just go right on top of my eyelid. And then I just take my sponge and just tap, tap, tap that out. And just make sure that there's no harsh lines anywhere. Okay, let me step off camera and I'm gonna just do my brows real quick. I wanted to talk to you a little bit about the Charlotte Tilbury Full Face in a palette. This is a little bit of a pricey palette. And what about if you don't want to spend this much on this palette? So I have some options for you. And one of those options is the City Mini palette. If you look at this, there is a lot of, so I've been kind of swatching some of the shades, and there's a lot of, I won't say dupes, but very similar looks to these palettes. So of course you're gonna get, this is a this is called the City Mini palette, and it's called Matte About Town. And so all of the shades in here are mattes. So there are shimmers and mattes in the Full Face palette by Charlotte Tilbury. So of course you're not going to get a dupe, because this is all matte, this is not all matte. But there are some very similar looking shades in this palette as there is to this. So you can create a very similar look. And this palette is just, you know, dollars. As a matter of fact, let me tell you, $5.97 at your local Walmart compared to a $75 palette here. So, you know, $6 compared to $75 for this. And then the other palette that I wanted to encourage you to maybe think about is if you have this palette. I have had for quite some time. And this is your Flower Beauty Beauty Flash Full Face Palette. And this is $16.99 at Ulta versus $75. So these are very similar as well. However, you don't have nearly as close of deep tone eye colors. So your eye shades in the Flower Beauty palette does not nearly match as close with the eye shades here as what the Matte About Town shades match with the Charlotte palette for this year. So just some things to keep in mind with, but if you bought both palettes, the $16.99 Flower Beauty and the $6 Matte About Town palette, you would still be less than $25, less than a third of what you would pay for this one. Just some food for thought there. And I think that both of these palettes together, you would be really able to create pretty much the same look, and maybe even then some, because you've got this beautiful peach blush right here. So that's what we're going to do today. I'm going to create a look using my Matte About Town and my Flower Beauty palette for a beautiful, very elegant go-to-work look. And the reason why I want to use this is because I'm really, the goal here is that I'm really wanting to create a look using not only that, but I'm wanting to use my Christian Audette lippy Mel Thompson created in collaboration with Christian Audette in the shade, this is so beautiful, Puffin. And I'm wanting to use it with the lip liner that I am in love with, that she created for Kelsey Brianna J in the shade Smooches. And so I have those sitting out here. And if you have not seen this collab, it is to die for. So that is the lip liner, and I am a huge fan. I have the Lisa D1 collab that she did back over the summer, and I am a huge fan of the Christian Audette lip liners. I think that they are one of the absolute best on the market. These puppies don't budge. They are waterproof, and whenever you put them on, they are creamy. They are just soft, nourishing feeling. They don't dry your lips out, but they stay all day. They stay through a po' boy. You can eat a po' boy and they will stay on your mouth. They are so good. And I just think that the shades that Mel came up with are just absolutely beautiful. Let me show you the one that she has. This one's called Beauty, and it is just an absolutely gorgeous nude color. You can deepen this up depending upon whether you use Smooches as your lip liner, or you can use the lip liner Kitten. I just think she did such an incredible job. So this is the lip liner right here that's called Kitten. So if you want to keep it on the more nude side, you can use that. If you want it to have a little bit more depth to it, then you can pair it with smooches. And I just love how she did that, so that you can really pretty much create more than just these two shades, depending upon how you pair them with the lip liners. She's just nailed it with this collection. I am in love. So let's get to creating our eye look. I'm going to use a little bit of what Flower Beauty is calling this bronzer right here, and it's just a perfect bronzer to pair whenever you've contoured, because it's not a deep bronzer, and it's almost a little bit like a blush, but it's kind of a nudie, peachy blush, if you will, and it's got a sheen to it. So I'm just going to put a little bit of that on, and it's just beautiful. I really, really love this palette. I think this is such a gorgeous palette. And then on top of this, I'm going to go in with a even smaller brush. I'm going to use, I am in love with the Sonia G Sculpt 2 fan brush, and I'm going to dip it into this blush right here that has this peachy tone to it, and I'm just going to go a little bit on top of that. And I just think that this blush is just going to add such a pretty shade with the lippy that I'm going to use. Okay, and we're going to leave it right there for right now. And so now I'm going to go in to the City Mini palette, and I'm going to just take and wipe off my brush, and I'm just using the Mini Color Switch by Veramona just to wipe off my brush. And this is a Sigma E35, and I'm just going to go in with this light color right here, and it's got quite a bit of kick up, and I'll just use, even though I'm using that palette, I'll use the mirror from the Charlotte Tilbury, from the mobile lid to the brow bone. And I don't have on any primer, I just have on my foundation. I'm going to go in to this color right here, the one that's right beside that, that's a little bit darker, and I'm just going to darken up the crease. All right, and let's get a little bit of a smaller brush. Let's take an E25. I'm just using this color switch. I'm just going to go into this darkest shade right here, and I'm just going to darken up the outer V. And now sometimes mattes can be a little bit hard to blend, and they don't want to, you know, quite blend as smooth as, say, a shimmer would. So I'm going to go in to this palette now, the Flower Beauty, and I'm going to grab a little bit of this blush, that's that peachy blush right here, and it's got some shimmer to it. So I'm going to use that, and I'm going to let that help me with the blending of this matte. Because just picking up a little bit of that shimmer on your brush is just going to help you so much with smoothing that matte out. And then I'm just going to take that way on over into that inner corner. And I'm not adding any more of the darker color on the brush, just some of the peach blush. But see how much better that that's blended than the other eye? Alright, so get some more on my brush and do the other eye. Now I'm going to pinch this and go in to this dark brown that's in this palette. Pinch the brush like this. Just going to run this. And then I'm going to take a pencil brush from my Sonia G collection. I'm just going to smoke that out just a little bit. Let's grab us something fun. How about some liquid Catsuit from Wet n Wild in Shells and Whistles. So this is Wet n Wild liquid Catsuit in Shells and Whistles. We will just go in, take a flat definer brush and go up to the crease and just blend that over. I really like these liquid Catsuits. Oh, that's really pretty. Got some Marc Jacobs eyeliner, and this is in Earthquake. I do not hardly ever put eyeliner on my bottom. Like, this is, ooh, big rarity for me. But for some reason, I just wanted to tonight. I don't know. I just did. Okay, now, let's get into this. Okay. This is the Christian Audette Mel Thompson Smooches Eyeliner. If you have never experienced a Christian Audette lip liner, you're in for a treat. These go on like pure butter. But unlike a lot of lip liners that go on super easy, super creamy, where you're really worried about them just, you know, trailing off and smudging and fading into lip lines and creeping and just traveling all over your face, these don't. They stay put. They get fixed to where they're at, and they're waterproof. So what does that mean for you as one of the card-carrying members of the overlining, big lip loving club members? It means that you can be confident whenever you do overline your lips and you do walk out of the house with your overlined lips that they're not going anywhere. You have them perfectly lined, and they're going to stay there. It's going to be fixed. It's going to be waterproof. And you're going to look great all day. Those lips are going to be there all day. And I just am such a fan. And I was so I felt so head over heels in love with the lip liner that came with the Lisa D1 collection. And I wanted to just go online and just buy them all. And then there wasn't that. I just want them to come out with more and more and more. And I was thrilled to hear when Mel had collabed with them. And not only did she come out with one lip liner, she came out with two. And they're just so perfect. So I am just in love with this shade called Puffin. So let's put this on. I love how using it with smooches just gives this beautiful, beautiful bright coral shade a little bit of a deeper tone. I absolutely adore that the lipsticks are in a white case. Gold on the inside. They're magnetic. Can you get any classier than that? I mean, it's just... Oh my goodness, these are so luxurious. This is just, these are amazing. She did such a bang up job on these. Oh my gosh, they're absolutely beautiful. So guys, there's the lip. It is just absolutely gorgeous. I can't even put into words how in love with this shade Puffin. I was over the top just from seeing online the shade Beauty. And I wasn't really sure how I was going to feel about the shade Puffin because, you know, it's a coral shade. I don't usually wear orangey corally shades, and I just cannot tell you how happy I am with this shade. It is just, immediately it is a favorite of mine. I just can't seem to put it down. I am so over the moon about this shade. So I hope that you enjoyed the look that I put together today. If you do, give me a big thumbs up. If you are thinking about or have been wanting to pick up the Tilbury Instant Look in a palette for this year's holiday, and you just are thinking, you know, I just really don't want, I like the look, but I don't want to spend that money. Maybe, you know, I can entice you to look at the $16.99 palette from Flower Beauty. I think it's just gorgeous. You can pair it with the $6 City Mini Matte About Town, and I think that you will be able to create a very, very similar look. Let me know what you think. If you would like to see other looks like this, let me know in the comments below what you would like to see. I would love to be producing content that you enjoy. I look forward to hearing from you. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, it's really easy. All you gotta do is click the big red subscribe button below. A lot of my favorites are the products that I use today, and some of the items that I used were items from Shop My Stash. So I have rediscovered my Beauty Flash palette from Flower Beauty, and I am loving it. I look forward to hearing from you. If you enjoyed today's video, remember to give me a big thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, I would love to have you here. If you are subscribed to my channel, then thank you so much for returning time and time again. You really make the difference to my channel. And I hope that today's video finds you happy, healthy, and well. And I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Until then, smooches everybody. Bye for now.